You know that voice in your head? It can be your absolute worst critic, or believe it or not, your biggest ally. So in this explainer, we're going to dive into how you can actually turn down the volume on all that negative self-talk and, well, transform that inner voice for good.
Yeah, I think we all know that feeling, right? That little voice inside that just will not quit. It's constantly replaying mistakes or spinning up these crazy worst-case scenarios. And hey, if that sounds familiar, you're not alone. It's pretty much a universal human thing.
And there's a really good reason it feels so overwhelming. Get this. Neuroscientist Dr. Ethan Kross found that our internal monologue runs at a speed that's like speaking 4,000 words a minute. 4,000! To put that in perspective, that's like reading the entire first Harry Potter book in under 20 minutes. So yeah, no wonder it can feel like you're under constant attack.
Okay, so let's get one thing straight right from the get-go. If you've got a harsh inner critic, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. This is just part of being human. The goal here isn't to completely silence that voice. That's probably impossible anyway, but to figure out how to work with it.
So, to really get a handle on this voice, we've got to understand what it actually is, especially when it kind of goes off the rails. So let's actually put a name to this whole experience. Dr. Kross has a great name for this negative side. He calls it chatter. And this isn't the helpful, problem-solving part of your inner voice. Nope. This is the part that gets stuck, just looping over and over again, completely draining your focus and your energy.
In this chatter, it usually shows up in one of three main ways. First, you've got rumination. That's when you're just stuck looping over the past. Why did I say that? Then there's worry. That's being stuck in the future. Oh my gosh, what if this happens? And of course, there's good old self-beratement, that classic inner critic just telling you you're not good enough. As we go through these, see if you can spot your own personal favorite or, least favorite pattern.
So, just recognizing your pattern is a huge first step. But now that we've kind of put a name to the problem, let's talk about the solution. Because the real goal here is something super positive. It's all about turning that critic into an inner coach.
And really, that's what this is all about. It's not about firing your inner voice. It's about changing its job description. We want to take it from being this relentless critic that just tears you down to being a supportive coach that actually builds you up.
So, the big question is, how do we actually do that? How do we make that switch from critic to coach? Well, the key isn't to look for some single magic bullet solution. It's about building your own personalized mental toolkit.
And this is so important because it gets to one of Dr. Kross's core findings. What works for you might not work for your friend, and what works today might not work tomorrow. There's just no single universal off switch for chatter.
I love this analogy. The best way to think about it is like a mental gym, right? Just like with your body, you need a bunch of different exercises, or in this case, tools, to get strong. You've got to experiment and find the specific combination of mental exercises that makes you the most resilient.
All right, you ready to stock that new mental gym? Let's do it. We're going to go over 3 simple but seriously powerful tools you can start using, like, right now.
Okay, tool number 1 is maybe one of the simplest, but it is shockingly effective. It's all about changing one tiny little thing in how you talk to yourself, specifically the words you use to refer to yourself. Now, the reason this works is because of a cool psychological thing called Solomon's paradox. Here's the deal. We are amazing at giving wise, compassionate, helpful advice to our friends. But when it comes to ourselves, we're terrible at it. This little trick called distanced self-talk basically hacks that paradox to work in our favor. So here's what you do. The next time you feel yourself spiraling, I want you to try coaching yourself through it, either in your head or out loud, but use your own name or just the word you. It sounds almost too simple, but that tiny shift in language immediately creates a little bit of space, some psychological distance.
Just look at the massive difference here. I'm such an idiot, that's a direct hit. It's personal, it's painful. But switching to, okay, your name, you made a mistake. See what happens? You instantly shift into that wise, kind friend mode. It reframes the problem as something you did, something you can handle, not something that you are. Huge difference.
Okay, on to tool number 2. This one uses another one of our brain's incredible superpowers, mental time travel.
When a problem feels absolutely massive in the moment, you can actually shrink it just by changing your perspective on time. So, you can travel to the future. Ask yourself, seriously, how am I going to feel about this in a week, a month, a year from now? Suddenly, it doesn't seem so permanent. Or you can travel to the past. Think about it. How does this stack up against other bigger challenges I've already overcome? Doing that makes the current problem feel way, way more manageable.
All right, our third and final tool for today is a little different, because this one isn't just happening in your head. This is all about using your physical space to bring some calm to your internal space.
Okay, be honest. Have you ever noticed that when you're feeling super overwhelmed or anxious, you suddenly get this unstoppable urge to clean your desk or organize a messy drawer or maybe write a super detailed to-do list? Well, it turns out that isn't just some random quirk.
There's a name for it. It's a psychological principle called compensatory control. Basically, when everything on the inside feels chaotic and totally out of control, we can compensate by creating order in our outside world. Just exerting a little bit of control over our surroundings, even in a small way, can give us back a sense of agency and help calm that inner storm.
Okay, so there you have it. 3 really powerful tools for your new toolkit: distant self-talk, mental time travel, and creating external order. But listen, the real magic isn't just knowing about the tools. The real power comes when you actually start experimenting to figure out what works for you. If you take one thing away from this, let it be this: become the scientist of your own mind. The next time that chatter starts up, don't just suffer through it. Run a little experiment. Try one of these tools. Just see how it feels. Maybe for you, tidying your workspace is the instant calm down button. For someone else, it might be talking to themselves by name. The only way you're going to find out is to start playing around with it. So I'll leave you with this question to get the ball rolling. The next time that inner critic starts yelling, what's the first tool you're going to try?